What is happening right now is one of those court stories that sounds simple at first, but the deeper you listen, the more serious and interesting it becomes. A Bauchi State government official, specifically the Commissioner for Finance, is standing before a federal high court over allegations involving about $9.7 million. The allegation is terrorism financing and related financial offenses, and this is not a small matter in any country, especially in Nigeria where security issues are taken very seriously. Let us slow it down and break it in a way everyone can clearly understand. The Commissioner, along with 3 other government officials, was brought before the Federal High Court in Abuja by the Anti-Corruption Agency. The allegation is that public funds were allegedly moved and handled in a way that violated the law and raised serious national security concerns. Because of the nature of the allegation, the case immediately attracted national attention. Terrorism financing is considered a very grave offense because it deals with money that may support activities capable of causing harm, fear, or instability. Now, very important, as you are following this story, please remember to like this video and subscribe to this channel so you do not miss verified updates like this. Your support helps this channel grow and continue delivering clear and professional news analysis. When the defendants were first brought to court late last year, the court refused to grant them bail. The judge made it clear that the charges were too serious to treat lightly at that early stage. The defendants were then remanded in custody while the case was scheduled for continuation. Many Nigerians expected the trial to move fast because of the seriousness of the allegation and the public interest surrounding it. However, a new twist happened. When the case came up again, the judge handling it made an important legal decision. He announced that the case file would be returned to the Chief Judge of the Federal High Court. This does not mean the case has been cancelled. It also does not mean the defendants have been cleared. It simply means that the judge who was initially handling the case was sitting as a vacation judge. In simple terms, during court vacation periods, some judges are assigned to handle urgent matters. Once the vacation period ends, those judges usually stop handling such cases, and the files are sent back to the chief judge. The chief judge then assigns the case to a regular judge who will continue the trial fully. That is exactly what happened here. Another point that raised eyebrows was that when the case was called in court, the prosecution team was not present. The court noted that there was no lawyer from the prosecuting agency available to announce appearance at that sitting. This added to the reason why the judge decided not to take any further step and instead returned the case file for proper reassignment. This moment is very important, and if you are finding this explanation helpful, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It helps more people see clear and responsible news content like this. Now, let us address a question many people are asking: does returning the case to the chief judge favor the defendants? The answer is no. This is a normal court procedure. The allegations remain on record. The charges are still valid. The defendants are still answering to the law. The only thing that changes is the judge that will hear the case going forward. From a legal point of view, this step is meant to ensure fairness and proper process. Cases of this nature require a full trial before a substantive judge who will handle all applications, arguments, and evidence from start to finish. It protects the integrity of the case and ensures that whatever judgment is eventually delivered will stand on solid legal ground. This case also brings attention to how financial crimes and security-related offenses are handled in Nigeria. The government has repeatedly said that it is serious about fighting corruption and stopping the flow of illegal funds. When allegations involve public officers, the public naturally expects transparency, speed, and fairness. At the same time, the law requires that every accused person is treated as innocent until proven guilty. Another angle people are discussing is the impact of such cases on public trust. When a serving commissioner is linked to allegations involving such a huge amount of money, citizens begin to ask questions about oversight, internal controls, and accountability in government offices. These conversations are important because they shape how institutions improve and how policies are reviewed in the future. It is also important to say this clearly: allegations are not convictions. The court process exists so that evidence can be tested, witnesses can be heard, and facts can be properly examined. That is why the reassignment of the case to a new judge is not a setback but part of due process. As Nigerians continue to follow this case, attention will now shift to the chief judge. Once a new judge is assigned, the court will announce fresh hearing dates. At that point, the prosecution is expected to present its case fully, and the defense will also respond accordingly. That is when the public will begin to hear detailed arguments and see how strong or weak the evidence is. We are now at the middle of this story, and if you have stayed this far, please remember to like this video and subscribe. Staying informed is important, and this channel is committed to breaking down complex news in simple, respectful English. There is also a broader national conversation happening quietly in the background. Nigeria has faced serious security challenges over the years, and the issue of funding has always been sensitive. That is why any case that mentions terrorism financing automatically attracts strict attention from the court and security agencies. The law does not treat such matters casually, regardless of who is involved. Some legal observers believe the delay caused by reassignment could be frustrating for the public, but others argue it is better to follow proper steps than rush a sensitive case and risk legal errors. In past cases, procedural mistakes have led to cases being thrown out or judgments being overturned on appeal. That is something the judiciary is careful to avoid. For the defendants, the coming weeks will be critical. Their legal teams will prepare for the next phase, and the prosecution will also reorganize its strategy. For the public, it becomes a waiting period filled with speculation, discussion, and expectations. This case is also a reminder that holding public office comes with serious responsibility. Financial decisions made in government offices can have wide consequences. When questions arise, the law steps in to examine those decisions carefully. As this story continues to develop, one thing is clear: it is far from over. The return of the case to the chief judge is not the end, but a pause before the next chapter begins. Nigerians should expect more court appearances, more legal arguments, and more clarity as the trial progresses. Before we close, please remember once again to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It helps this content reach more people who want clear, calm, and professional news updates without exaggeration. We will continue to follow this case closely and bring you updates as they happen, explained in a way that is easy to understand and respectful to all sides involved. Stay informed, stay patient, and stay engaged. Thank you for listening, and do not forget to like, subscribe, and share this video so others can also understand what is really happening.